Hello, here's the news at this hour on Tstv. I am Mobola Badekale. Here are also major headlines. Federal government to spend $200 billion on new housing scheme for 300,000 families. AGRIC minister says federal government has established yam production storage centers in Oyo and other states. United States Electoral College set to confirm Biden win today, and in the world of sports, Borussia Dortmund sack coach LUCIEN FAVRE. And now the news in details. The Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) is committing a 200 billion naira facility for the takeoff of federal government social housing scheme called Family Homes Fund (FHF). The scheme, which is designed to provide low-budget housing for 300,000 Nigerian families, is part of the Economic Sustainability Plan (ESP), a federal government's COVID-19 response program headed by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo-San. The Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity in the Office of the Vice President, Mr. Laolu Akonde, announced this in Abuja in an update he shared with the media. He said 20 states, including the Federal Capital Territory (FCT), has indicated interest in the scheme. About 20 generals have reportedly tested positive for COVID-19 about 1 week after the death of the general officer commanding 6th Division Port Harcourt, Rivers State, and Major General John Irafe, who died of complications from the disease. The infected military officers were believed to have had contact with the deceased during the Chief of Army Staff's annual conference 2020 in Abuja last week. The conference was cancelled following Irafe's passage, and the participants, including the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, the Minister of Defense, Bashir Magashi, and GOCs from nearly all the Army divisions nationwide were directed to go on self-isolation. However, it was gathered on Sunday that some of the infected GOCs and principal officers were being treated at the COVID-19 Isolation Center, University of Abuja, Teaching Hospital Gwagwalada, Abuja, while some patients were also being quarantined at other isolation centers in the Federal Capital Territory. Protests yesterday rocked Kankara in Kankara local government area of Katsina State following the abduction of students of Government Senior Secondary School GSSS in the town by bandits on Friday night. The protest came on a day the governor of the state, Aminu Bello Masari, told a delegation of the federal government that about 333 students of the school were still missing 72 hours after the abduction, even as the state government yesterday ordered indefinite closure of schools in the state. This is just as a grieving Aminu Dayabu, and a father of one of the missing students, said his 12-year-old son, Aminu Farouk, in JSS2 was among those yet to be rescued by security agents. The protesters, who marched around the school and streets in the town, demanded prompt rescue of the student abducted by the bandits on Friday night, while the protesters also chanted songs seeking the rescue of the abducted students. The federal government has said it has established an aeroponics system at Oyo State for the production of clean seed yam established cold storage facilities in Oyo, Ekiti, and Benue State. The Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Alhaji Sabona Nono, disclosed this at a yam stakeholders meeting held in Abuja. The minister, who was represented by one of the directors in the ministry, Mrs. Karumba Bangida, said the ministry is mobilizing and engaging the active participation of state governments, the youths, women, and other key stakeholders to boost capacity and production in the sector. The minister, however, expressed hope that the suggestions that would emanate from the meeting will guide the government to improve more on the current attention given to yam development in the ministry. The Oyo State Police Commander said its officers are working to free 2 Indians kidnapped by gunmen along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway on Wednesday. This was announced by the police public relations officer in the state, Olugbenga Fadeyi. Fadeyi, in a statement, said that they were kidnapped along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway on Wednesday, and the police are working assiduously to reunite them with their families. According to the reports, the duo was said to have been abducted while driving out of the premises of the pharmaceutical firm, where the kidnappers reportedly opened fire on their vehicles, which grounded to a halt when the tires went flat. The news on Tstv will be back right after this. Welcome back. Now to some foreign stories. A vote today by members of the Electoral College to formally recognize Joe Biden as the next United States president has taken an unusual import this year, with Donald Trump refusing to admit defeat. The results of the November 3rd vote have been certified by each of the 50 states, and the District of Columbia, the Democrats won with a record 81.3 million votes, or 51.3% of those cast, to 74.2 million and 46.8% for the Republican president. But in the United States, the occupant of the White House is chosen by indirect universal suffrage, with each state allocating its electors whose numbers is essentially based on population to the candidate who carried the state. Electoral College members meet today to formalize the process, though the electors actually meet separately in each state. Biden will then deliver a speech in the evening to celebrate the latest confirmation of his win and the strength and resilience of United States democracy, with a clear jab at Trump's unprecedented stance. The Prime Minister of Eswatini, Africa's last absolute monarchy, died in a South African hospital on Sunday after contracting coronavirus. Ambrose Dlamini, who is 52, has been hospitalized in a neighboring South Africa in early December, 2 weeks after testing positive for COVID-19. Dlamini, who has announced in mid-November that he had tested positive for coronavirus but said that he felt well and was asymptomatic. Dlamini, a businessman but a political novice, was named Prime Minister in October 2018. Formerly known as Swaziland, the Kingdom of Eswatini has reported over 6,700 coronavirus cases and 127 deaths among its population of 1.2 million people. And finally, in the exciting world of sport, FAVRE Bundesliga club Borussia Dortmund has sacked coach LUCIEN on Sunday after a string of poor performances. It was gathered that Dortmund has decided to part ways with the 63-year-old Swiss coach after a humiliating 5-1 defeat to Stuttgart on Saturday. Since taking its reins at Dortmund 2 years ago, FAVRE has twice led the club to second place in Bundesliga, but has often been criticized for not managing to launch a serious title challenge. The Swiss has also been heavily criticized for recent performances, with Dortmund having picked up just 1 point from the last 3 games. British boxers Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury have both declared their readiness to face each other in 2021 after Joshua defeated Kubrat Pulev to retain his IBF, WBA and WBO world titles at the SSE Arena, London, on Saturday. In his post-match interview, Joshua said he was determined to beat Fury in order to become the undisputed heavyweight champion, as the 31-year-old said he hoped his victory against Pulev could speak for him ahead of the potential face-off with Fury. Fury, who holds the WBC belt, also said he cannot wait to knock out the unified heavyweight champion when they meet in an all-British bout in 2021. And with that, come to the end of the news. Here is a recap of the major headlines. Federal government has spent 200 billion naira on new housing scheme for 300 families. AGRIC minister says federal government has established yam production storage centers in Oyo and other states. United States Electoral College set to confirm Biden win today. And in the water sport, you heard Borussia Dortmund sack coach LUCIEN. Please don't forget to always adhere to COVID-19 safety measures. The news was compiled by Hope Chijioke. I am Mobola Badekale. Good day and thank you for watching.